Hello and welcome back to Digital Assets Daily. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in your corner of the world. Get right into the articles and a lot of great information to discuss today on Stellar. But don't think we're leaving out Ripple, because we have information there that connects to the entire video for today. Here we go. What Stellar's investment in Abra means for the Robinhood of cryptocurrency. This is a great article by Ben Jessel. First time reading one of his articles personally, and I was very impressed. I'm going to try and discuss everything in it, as I think he laid it out extremely well in regards to Stellar. Today, the Stellar Development Foundation, a nonprofit organization that supports the development and growth of the Stellar blockchain network, announced a $5 million USD investment in Abra, a leading cryptocurrency wallet and exchange application, as part of an overall strategic partnership between the two organizations. What is noticeable about this development is that it is a partnership between two organizations that share a deep-seated and profound passion around the role that technology can play in increasing worldwide financial inclusion. Together, the two organizations have the capability to jointly deploy a cheap and easy to access alternative financial infrastructure that can offer financial services to those that are unable to access a bank or live in countries that either have unstable economic environments or authoritarian regimes that restrict their activities. Abra was founded in 2014 in the Silicon Valley by Bill Barheit, a former software engineer for Goldman Sachs and former director of Netscape. Right there, I just want to throw something out. Goldman Sachs-backed Circle adds EOS, Stellar, XLM, 0x, and Quantum. So you already see a Goldman Sachs connection right directly to Stellar. In 2015, the company, which initially offered a way for people to store and transfer money as easily as sending a text without the need for a bank, attracted $12 million investment in a Series A round. The company grew fast and started to attract attention in 2018. The Wall Street Journal identified Abra as one of the top 25 technology companies to watch in that coming year. Since then, the company has completed a Series B and C round, filing its coffers with over 47 million USD of funding, which is also used to develop its service. And today, Abra offers a smartphone accessible investment platform and a wallet that provides the ability for customers across the world to invest in 100 cryptocurrencies and 65 fiat currencies. Abra has solved a major challenge in the adoption of cryptocurrency, which is the high level of friction and complexity that is often associated with buying and storing them. By simplifying the experience, Abra has been able to attract mass market appeal, which has led to favorable comparisons with the popular retail investing giant Robinhood. And speaking of Robinhood, but who do we have? Kushner Venture Fund helps turn Robinhood into a unicorn. Latest funding round values the commission-free U.S. stock trading app at $1.3 billion USD. Unicorn, when you're speaking of businesses, is a billion-dollar company. And who is Jared Kushner? He is married to Ivanka Trump, who is the daughter of the U.S. President, Donald Trump. So back into the article. While Robinhood started off in traditional assets such as stocks and funds and has recently started to diversify into offering cryptocurrency investments, Abra has done it in reverse. Abra has been fully crypto native from the start, only dipping its toe fairly recently and fleetingly, thanks to regulatory fears, into the world of offering investments in traditional financial instruments. It's an interesting reminder of how the new world of cryptocurrency and the old one of traditional assets have started to merge. In addition to utility coins, which can be volatile as they are not asset-backed, Abra recently started offering its customers the ability to invest in stablecoins. Stablecoins, which are cryptocurrencies that are pegged to the value of the dollar or other assets such as gold, maintain a stable value, which makes them a good store of value, and this enables customers to hold balances in cryptocurrency as an alternative storing in a bank checking account. While it is likely that only the most ardent of crypto enthusiasts in the U.S. would consider jettisoning their bank account in favor of a stablecoin accessible through Abra's wallet, it's quite a different matter for those in parts of the world that are experiencing severe economic hardship, high inflation, and capital controls, such as Venezuela, who live in communities that do not have access to bank accounts, like Brazil's favelas, for example. While we're speaking of Venezuela, just want to throw that out there also, is that even back in 2018, Venezuela Petro launch was amateur hour. A last-minute blockchain switch saw scammers trying to cash in on the confusion. What I really wanted to highlight is Venezuela switched over to a digital asset, NEM. Its ticker symbol would be XEM. And Venezuela has been, their central bank digital currency has been NEM, just like in Lithuania. So back into the article, for those that lack access to these basic financial services, cryptocurrency is a necessity, not a hobby. Abra's broad appeal means that it can cater to both worlds. A convenient way to access cryptocurrency for those in developed countries, as well as a parallel financial service in those less developed areas. Abra's success hasn't been without its challenges along the way. The biggest challenge for Abra hasn't been from the despotic authoritarian regimes of countries fearing capital flight. Instead, it has been from the government in the U.S., where Abra is headquartered. Last year, in response to regulatory uncertainty in the U.S., the company pulled a number of products that it was offering, including removing support for investing in traditional U.S. blue-chip stocks and funds, abandoning its approach to representing some cryptocurrencies synthetically, and delisting 4 particularly controversial currencies entirely. New York residents, home of the controversial and much despised BIT license, had it even worse. Abra restricted wire services for residents of the states and limited investors to being able to invest in a handful of cryptocurrencies. It's no wonder, therefore, that Abra is setting its sights in frontier markets that have a more lax approach towards investing, for better or for worse. And with so many cryptocurrencies at its disposal, Abra had the pick of the litter when it came to finding an investment partner. However, during my interview with Abra CEO Bill Barheit, he emphasized that he shared the philosophies of the two organizations around financial inclusion, made the partnership a compelling match for both organizations, and that was echoed by CEO and Executive Director of the Stellar Development Foundation, SDF, Danelle Dixon. Abra is building a product portfolio of financial services that aligns directly with our mission to create equitable access to the global financial system. They're committed to providing innovative investment opportunities in underserved, capital-scarce markets. This investment marks the beginning of our partnership to work together towards creating equitable access to financial services that also creates new, innovative business opportunities for the Stellar Network. While many people have heard of Ripple, fewer will be as immediately familiar with the Stellar blockchain network, which has been quietly making great strides without the noise and controversy of its more bombastic sibling. Like Ripple, Stellar is a public decentralized protocol focusing on payments, which was established 6 years ago by Jed McCaleb, the founder of Mt. Gox and co-founder of Ripple, and backed by payment provider Stripe. Initially created as a fork of Ripple, albeit code base has been rewritten since then, the company has been focused on deploying its global payments network across the world. I just want to add to the negativity that is always connected to Mt. Gox. For the record, Jed McCaleb had moved on before that had happened. While Ripple has been a constant presence in the cryptocurrency press, having been threatened with class action lawsuits, faced repeated questions about its profitability, all the while hinting at a potential flotation on the stock market. Stellar has been stoically working on expanding its network, including working with partnerships that have included IBM and Deloitte, among other partners. The Stellar, for remittances, the network is getting traction in a recent announcement. Interstellar, its commercialization arm, headed by ex-Zelle founder Mike Kennedy, announced a partnership with a Southeast Asia conglomerate to bring $50 billion USD of annual remittance transactions onto the Stellar network in 2 years' time. Remittance is a case that is very much aligned with Stellar's financial inclusion ethos by solving the problem of high cost of moving money across the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, the ASEAN, countries, which particularly impacts low-income migrant workers sending money back to their families. And there are a lot of places over there, such as Thailand, who are being very impacted by the high fees of sending money back home to their families. So this is something that Stellar is going to make a very deep impact on, and a lot of people will be very excited with that. At the savings that they will be able to forward on to their family instead of paying in those high fees. Whereas Interstellar's focus is commercialization of Stellar, the nonprofit Stellar Development Foundation, which has made the investment in Abra, has a different mission. The foundation is looking to create equitable access to the global financial system. That means the Abra partnership is much more aligned with the goal of making the world a better place than generating profits. Funded with a giant from the Stellar network of 30 billion lumens, worth approximately $2 billion USD, the foundation has already made an investment in DSTOQ Group AG, a platform that provides global access to blue-chip stocks such as Tesla or Amazon. Interestingly, that's a similar service to what Abra was attempting to provide before pulling back amid regulatory fears in the U.S. What's next is the big question of neither Barheit nor Dixon would be drawn on what the specific new innovations we are likely to see as a result of the new tie-up, commenting only the partnership would focus on the shared mission of financial inclusivity. That suggests that Abra and Stellar will continue on their mission to bank the unbanked, and that's a commendable aim. Just want to say, great article by Ben Jessel. I thought that was excellent. All right, now we're going to get into a few here, as a lot of people don't quite understand. Many times they directly relate DLT being exclusive to Ripple, but I just want to share, just the headline is enough. Feel free to read the article if you're interested, but I think this one had a double whammy. Stellar, first DLT, it is on the distributed ledger technology to obtain a Sharia certification for payments and asset tokenization. Don't want to get distracted with this video, just wanted to show a double thing there. Stellar is Sharia compliant, and it is also DLT. Another thing I'd like to discuss is Ripple joins the ISO Global Standards Body on cross-border payments. Ripple claims to be the first DLT-focused member of the global ISO 20022 standards body, driving international standards for interoperability between financial institutions. Ripple has become a member of the ISO 20022 standards body, which is driving a new data standard for payments and data messaging between global financial institutions, and the company claims to be the first DLT-focused member of the group, which includes a number of international commercial and central banks along with payment processing entities like SWIFT and Visa. The rest of the article just basically goes into ISO. ISO, I believe, is mostly established around 2015. It started really making an impact around 2018. This is an article from 2018 I'd like to discuss. It's Worldwire enables messaging between participants using an ISO 20022 standards-based API that allows payments to be sent and tracked in real time with no additional software. Financial institutions can seamlessly connect their existing payment systems to Worldwire's APIs. Exchange rate quotes between currency pairs are provided in real time through participants on the Worldwire network. All transaction details are recorded onto an immutable blockchain for clearing, and Worldwire uses Stellar Lumens as an optional digital asset to transact on the blockchain network and will enable the use of stablecoins, which are asset-backed at $1 to $1 per coin. IBM is not the issuer of any assets on the network. And here we have the question was, beside the universal payment solution with ClickX, are there any planned projects where Stellar will be used to process payments? Jesse Lund answered, I think a lot of different companies are using Stellar for payments-related use cases. IBM's solution adds some defined structure, a standards-based API, ISO 20022, and trust validation features that will bring on a lot more MTOs, banks, and non-bank financial institutions to the network via our solution. So we have two different locations there directly to the ISO. And here if we click on ClickX, ClickX states, since 2011, hundreds of millions of pounds, dollars, panga, talu, vatu, and kina have flowed through our services in ISO 20022 format seamlessly and efficiently around the region. And again, they are using Stellar. All right, guys, if you're a Ripple or Stellar investor, or more so, I should say XRP for the long-time holders, and XLM, then I think, again, as in we've mentioned in the previous few videos, you should be very, very excited, and this is very, very exciting, as so much constant news is being released daily on massive scales that at any moment can pop this investment and begin launching it to the moon. As we know, its value is very high and its price is very low. Any given moment before the end of, I project it can't, I don't even see how it can go beyond Q1 without the price beginning to match its value. I think it's nearly impossible to extend any further past that, knowing that the U.S. elections and throughout history, no current president has ever been reelected with a negative economy. So it's a necessity. The world has crashed. It is a global liquidity crisis happening all around us on a major scale. This has to happen. So either which way, guys, I want to leave you with a final thought. Stay positive and good things will happen. Remember, it's not financial advice. It is for entertainment purposes only. We'll catch you in the next one.